Java from Ask the Wandering Fawn at deviantart.com. If you guys don't know, if you're on YouTube and you haven't been on DeviantArt, Ask the Wandering Fawn is an Adventure Time original character Ask account. So basically it's this whole community where we all have our own Adventure Time characters and we will ask each other questions. Pretty much what it sounds like. So if you don't know what Adventure Time is, I suggest you go check it out, because if you know how to work the YouTube, then you know how to work the Google. So I have a few questions for the admin that I have written down in a little thing so I don't have to keep looking at the computer, which is way over there. So I'm going to start at some that I got asked quite a while ago, but I never got around to answering it all. So yeah, I guess we'll just dive right in. The Great Warrior asks, or says, squishes your cheeks. How are you so adorable? Since you're not here to do this, I squish my cheeks. And I don't know why. It's just what happens, I suppose. Sorry. Don't really have a real true answer to that one. Ask the Rebels says, Dear gorgeous admin, where did you get all your talent at drawing? I'm going to show you at the end of the video where I got everything for my drawing. Like, yeah, I'll show you. Hold on. Ask PM Strangles says, you're a curvy lady. I am indeed. And I always have been, and I always will be, because I love food. Atlantean Chick says, I dare you to? Nah, just kidding. You really stopped my heart the first time I read that. How long have you been drawing, and do you plan to have a job that involves art? I've been drawing since, oh my god, it's been elementary school and before. Probably ever since I could hold a crayon. I've been drawing pretty much my entire life, and I'm in love with it. It's something that I always wanted to do. As for a career, I've been thinking about that lately. All through high school, all I wanted to do was go to Disney Animation Studios and work in that area, because that would be so cool. I mean, you can't deny that. So I've been thinking, though, that my style doesn't really conform as much. Yeah, it's just totally mind blank there. I'm sorry. A job that involves art. I've been thinking about more into illustration, perhaps, because I know I can do that much. The problem would be getting people to commission me more. Maybe, I guess it would just be networking and that kind of thing. The Cupcake Princess, you asked me a lot of questions, so I'm going to dive right in here. Where do you draw inspiration from when it comes to the stories you tell? The stories for your characters, I mean. The stories for your characters, I mean. There's just so much depth to them that makes them really enjoyable and intriguing. Thank you for the compliments, by the way. Gosh, I read a lot of stories. I've read since about as long as I've been drawing. I've been reading a lot of Dean Koontz since I was about 13. He has some incredible stories. I also read a lot of, I've read Hunger Games. If you guys know of the Smoke Thief series, that's a really good one. There's just so much to draw back on. Just stuff that really intrigues me, stuff that I haven't seen that I would like to see, so I keep drawing and writing it out. I've been through several writing classes, but really just inspiration is just living. It really doesn't get any more simple than that. Some of it is based on true life experiences. Obviously, Tawny's isn't going to be true life experience, but it's something that I like to develop a lot more. It's something that I really like to get into. When I'm not drawing, I like to write. I do poetry sometimes, even though I really suck at it, but it's just fun. I do a lot of things just for fun, and I enjoy it. I really do. How are you feeling about the ATOC community right now? For those who don't know what the ATOC community is, Adventure Time Original Character Community, the Ask Community. Honestly, since my tablet's been down, I haven't been a part of it as much as I have, but just coming through and seeing, it's kind of sad the way you guys have been treating each other. Thankfully, it's been lightening up a lot more, so it's not everybody's hating each other, but it seems to not be what it was when I first joined 3 or 4 months ago. I'd really like to see it come back from the ashes. I don't know if that's what it is already, but when, I don't know, it's complicated, I guess. I wasn't there to see the original awesome beginning that everybody's been talking about, but like a bunch of newbies are coming through and their art is fantastic and nobody is wanting to do it, so it seems a little bit more elitist than it used to be. So if anything, I'd say that would be something to change, because we're all joining because we really like it, we want to be part of it, and to see all these people getting trampled on because their art may not be up to par yet, or maybe their characters need a little bit more work, or they're just not knowing the right people. It's kind of sad to see people get left out for that. So in general, I still really enjoy being part of the community. I'm very thankful for all the watchers that I've gotten, all the comments and all the favorites. But try to look out for the newer people. They might surprise you a little bit. Who are some artists that you really enjoy seeing artwork from? There are so many people, I'm not going to start listing that. If you want to see just a handful of people, there is a list on my profile, the people that I admire box. It's not all of them, obviously. I can't list all of them, but those are people that I really like to see more from. Pretty much, if I want to see your art more, I will watch you. If I haven't seen you yet, then obviously I'm not watching you yet, and you need to come talk to me because I don't bite. I'm really not as awkward a person. I am an awkward person, but I'm not mean, I promise. Do you roleplay often? If so, what style do you prefer to roleplay in? Script or paragraph style? I do like to roleplay a lot, but, and all the roleplay people that I have waiting on me right now are probably going to be shaking their fists at the screen, but I've been losing a lot of ambition with roleplaying. I like to do more of the drawing style than trying to keep up with all these writing things. It's getting overwhelming. I don't know how many I honestly have right now waiting for me, but I need to get on that, and I'm sorry. And if there's some that I've been totally neglecting, I really apologize for that. Talking to people is not one of my strengths at all, and even though it's different when you're writing a story with someone, it's still the problem of trying to make something that the other person will like, something that they can actually respond to and get into emotionally, and getting that back. That's kind of the problem with me recently. I don't know, I guess just loss of ambition recently. When I do, though, I prefer to do prose because that's pretty much all I've written for a long time. When developing Tawny's story especially, I've been using a lot more pictures, and that's kind of been working a little bit better, I think, but it all comes down to writing and description, correct formatting, which is essential. yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for all your questions, by the way. Yellow Flower Evie, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, says, what is your favorite Idina Menzel song and your favorite Wicked song? You just hit the jackpot. I love Idina Menzel. She is my favorite singer and probably my favorite actress. She's so wonderful. For a while, my favorite song of hers was called Brave, and it was an original song by her. But recently, I found one that I may like even better. It's called I Stand, and my jaw dropped when I first heard that song. It's describing me word for word, which is really cool to find those that give you total goosebumps when you finally see it. And yeah, she's incredible. My favorite Wicked song would be hard to choose from because I love so many of them. The first one that I heard was called Popular, when it was the first introduction between Glinda and Elphaba in the play. Oh my gosh. It, it totally outlined their personalities from the book. It was incredible. My next favorite would have to be Dancing Through Life, or I'm Not That Girl is another good one that I like. There was one more duet between the two girls. I cannot think of it for the life of me right now. So, yeah, back to the question of where did I get my talent at drawing. I'm going to take you on a trip here. Alright, so I have lined up here all my things. So starting drawing books that I have collected for years and years and years. A lot of anime at the beginning, manga stuff. These are my favorites right here. The Fashion Studios. They're so wonderful when it comes to like trying to figure out posing. The artist really covers pretty much every base when it comes to body types and personalities. She also does a really good job of teaching you how to color things, which is awesome. I've been using Christopher Hart's books for ages. Like, these were the first ones that I ever got. Yeah, it's a lot of standard manga stuff. For a while I was really interested in magical girls like Tokyo Mew Mew and Sailor Moon. So yeah, I've studied and studied these things for years and years and years. I've gone to school for it. Drawing books. I also get a lot of inspiration from mangas. These are just a few of my really favorite ones. I've finished Oron, Chibi Vampire, Vampire Knight, and I think Princess Ai, but I'm still working on XXX Holic, which is not a porn, even though it sounds like it, I promise. And then, last but not least, drawing books. Up the sky. Each one of these is completely filled with drawing after drawing after drawing after drawing after drawing. These were some of my very earliest ones. Like, seriously guys, this is where I started. So you can start anywhere, and you can totally come up to par. It just takes practice, and I keep saying that, and you guys probably hate me for it, but you have to start somewhere, you know? I guess that's not a drawing book. Just little things. Draw all the time. Doodle, doodle, doodle. These are some of my more recent ones. Zane and Jameen. I think you've seen a couple of these if you've been on my account at all. Yeah. So, it's thick. I don't know if you saw this at the beginning, but it is thick. Each one of these is a drawing. And it totally piles up. This isn't even all of it because I've basically thrown away all the ones that I knew I wasn't going to be able to use anymore. So I keep this very first one because I use that as an example for people who get really discouraged when they start to draw, which is really a bummer. It makes me sad when people get discouraged because they see things that they can't do yet, and you can't get discouraged by that. It's totally a journey. It's completely a process, and it's something that will always be different. Like, nothing you do will ever be the same. So yeah, don't give up, guys. I promise it does get better the more you practice, the more you get into it. And don't get discouraged if it doesn't look like you're making any progress, because every time you draw, you are getting better. You are learning all these different things. You're learning how to express your thoughts into a piece of art, which is something really exciting, and I don't think people really appreciate it as much as it does. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this very long video that may turn out to be shorter if I cut it. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you for all your questions, and I hope to be more active in the community, honestly. I really miss it, but there's just been more stuff going on for me recently, so I will try to get back into it. I really promise. So, bye!